2 new Master Fairs, 2 Seasonals, 2 Techs, 2 Supports. Any of these guys worth your gems? Well, in this video, we will discuss. So with that, strap on your seatbelts, sit tight, and let's begin our Who to Scout For video. Cue the intro. Yo, 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 this is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt, your artist Team Skull Grunt, and this is Pokemon Masters EX, guys. I said in my last video, my gem count videos, thank you by the way for all the love there, that I might not be able to make this video, and well, I wasn't supposed to. I've been getting this nagging feeling non-stop telling me to finish this. I was supposed to sleep this afternoon, but now it's a little bit too late for that. It's done. It's done. This is your Who to Scout For video. I'm happy to bring it out. But unfortunately, since I'll be going out away for the next several days, no Scout or Skip video for Champion Serena, for Callum. I'm gonna try and, you know, share all my thoughts about them in this video. So don't forget, guys, to hit the thumbs up because it really helps with the YouTube algorithm, as well as, you know, subscribe if you haven't. And in the comment section right now, tell me which one of these guys you are scouting for. Are you scouting for the 2 Greninjas? Are you scouting for the Seasonals? Or are you scouting for the reruns of the Master Fairs of the 2nd year anniversary, which I will not be discussing in this video. This video is gonna be discussing only solely these 4 sync pairs. So with that out of the way, guys, let us begin with our timeline, which over here you can see that both Champion Serena and Champion Callum end on January 8th. So you have roughly more than a month to scout for them. Serena comes out tomorrow, November 30th, if you're watching this as a premiere, and Callum comes out 2 days after Serena. And then you have Jasmine or Holiday Jasmine, as well as Holiday Whitney Jasmine. This is Jasmine's 3rd outfit, if I'm not mistaken. Special Costume Jasmine was the 2nd one. Whitney, 1st alt, if I'm not mistaken. And by the way, guys, for those who have joined Pokemon Masters recently, did you know that Whitney was actually the very first sync pair that you can scout for in the past? Right now I think it's Blue and Pidgeot, but before it was Whitney and Miltank. So just a little trivia there. I did not expect Whitney to have an alt, but I like her. I like her outfit design and stuff. So these 2, Callum and Serena, are Master Fairs. That means there is a 12% chance of getting a 5-star sync pair, a random 5-star, if you scout for their banners, plus the first 5 multiples will give you presents. So, presents are pretty much worth it, power-ups, candy coins and stuff. But there is only a 1% chance of scouting for either of the 2, depending on their respective things. If you get completely shafted, you might be able to get your first copy in 36,600 gems, which hopefully you guys do not reach that amount. But it happens, guys. It happens. Meanwhile, Seasonals have 2 routes. There is the normal route, 36,600 paid gems, but then every single multi-pull will give you, or rather, every single pull will give you a 7% chance of getting a random 5-star. So 12% for the Master Fairs. These 2 are 7%, but a 2% chance of scouting for the featured unit. 2%, 1%, 2%. There's another route, which is the paid route. You can use paid gems for that. 7,700 paid gems will reach Tier 5. Tier 5 gives you a Great Ticket or Great Ticket Scout, which you can use to get 25% chance of scouting for either one of them. And if you got lucky, well, congratulations there. If you got unlucky, there's another chance, or a 100% chance of getting one copy of each one by using 20,200 paid gems for reaching tier 10. So 20,200 paid gems to get one guaranteed copy for these two, and those 36,600 paid or non-paid gems. So that's that. A little intro of the scout things. So let's move on, guys. Oh, by the way, I think I forgot to say the timeline. December 14 and December 16 for the two of these. And they end on December 31. Because January 1, there's gonna be the New Year's sync pairs, which might be Dawn, might be Lycia, unless they change the sync pairs, the leak sync pairs. We'll have to see about that. But let's begin by talking about Champion Serena, which this is the sync move animation. Let us watch. Give me a sec as I turn on the audio. For Lucario. Anyway, guys, thank you to Absol-utely for the video and stuff. And the Datamine. Though that is the Water Shuriken. Now, as you might know, Serena and Callum changed their sync move type. I'm not sure if it's just gonna be an inverse or something, but she has Water Shuriken and Brutal Swing, which Callum also has Water Shuriken and Brutal Swing. She has a very high attack stat and a special attack stat. High speed, actually equal HP equals speed with Champion Callum. The difference is the buddy move as well as the trainer move. So the buddy move, be quick attack. When this triggers, you know, buddy moves are locked, and this can be unlocked by using by hitting the opponent 10 times. So the easiest way to do this is by using Water Shuriken twice, because you start off with a passive skill called No Quarter, which guarantees that you hit the opponent a maximum amount of times when you use Water Shuriken, which is 5. So hit the opponent 5 times, use Water Shuriken again, hit the opponent another 5 times, you unlock Be Quick Attack. And Be Quick Attack, what this does is that it lowers the opponent's, just one opponent's, defense and special defense -2, and then it lowers the opponent's water type rebuff if you are water type. Rather, if you use, or if your sync move is water type, that is by using Water Shuriken as your last move, or dark type if you use Brutal Swing as your last move, or something like that, guys. So it also reduces your sync move countdown -1, and it raises everyone's speed +3. Be Quick Attack can be unlocked or can be used 2 times, so you can actually lower the opponent's water type rebuff -2, dark type rebuff -2, or -1 and -1 for each one of them, depending on how you want to play with this. Or, you know, if you hit another opponent, then another opponent gets the rebuff. Something like that, guys. Then Glory of Tomorrow is her other, or her trainer move. It raises your attack +2, raises your special attack +4, and it maximizes your critical hit rate. You can use this once. And Water Shuriken is the special attack. Brutal Swing is the physical attack here. So you're powering up Water Shuriken by using Glory of Tomorrow much more than you're powering up Brutal Swing. So let's talk about her passive skills, which change. So her passive skills, Dashing Dark Transformation. Basically, once you choose Brutal Swing, you change the passives and typing immediately. So you ignore these passives, you switch to the other passives immediately. You're considering the new dark type passives. And then if you're dark type and you use Water Shuriken, you change to these passives first. You apply these passives to your attack and your sync move. So No Quarter, again, hits the opponent maximum amount of times. Unfortunate Strike 9. For every single attack you hit an opponent, you get to lower random of 7 stats. Attack, defense, special attack, special defense, speed, accuracy, or evasiveness. You get to lower 5 random stats. This can be good or bad in a way. You know, this is purely RNG. This can be, people sometimes might say that she's the best debuffer. I still believe that the best debuffer might be Champion Elessa, or rather, might be Classic Elessa because of how consistent she debuffs the opponent. Plus, you know, Classic Elessa, if you're able to trigger her sync grid tile, you can lower 10 stats in one attack. Attack -2, defense -2, special attack -2, special defense -2, speed -2. But then you cannot lower accuracy and evasiveness. This one, Serena, can lower also accuracy and evasiveness. There's also one sync pair that can lower 7 stats immediately, and that is Cygnus with Leon, but then that is only a 50% chance of lowering the opponent's stats. Cygnus with Leon uses a 4-move gauge Dynamax cannon. This guy, or this Serena, uses a 2-move gauge Water Shuriken. 2-move gauges versus 4-move gauges versus Alessa's 1-move gauge attack. But then this is much stronger because you hit the opponent 5 times. So yeah, she's a very, very good sync pair. As a water type, that is what she can do. If you use Water Shuriken, these are the passives. Now, if you switch, if you decide to go for Brutal Swing, it will change into different passives, which are... Wait a minute, why is my thing not cooperating? Wait a minute, guys. My computer is suddenly not cooperating with me. Okay, you got Staggering 2 for the passive skills, as well as Discombobulate 9. Basically, a 30% chance of making everyone flinch because Brutal Swing hits everyone. Discombobulate 9, everyone's accuracy stat will be lowered -1. This is good. This is good because AoE flinching is fun to use, you know. We have Anniversary Skyla in order to do that, and Anniversary Skyla is just very fun to use. But then you also get to lower the opponent's accuracy 100% every single time you use a Brutal Swing. So you have two choices. You can either lower random stats, random of the 7 stats, or you can guarantee yourself lower the opponent's accuracy stat plus a chance of making the opponent flinch. But take note that if you power yourself up with your trainer move Glory of Tomorrow, you are only raising your attack stat +2. And Brutal Swing is a physical attack. If you want a stronger damaging attack, then Water Shuriken it is. So, that's that, guys. Let's now move on with their sync grid. Glad to say that this does not have 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5 grid. 1 out of 5, you got Unflappable. 2 out of 5, I'm just gonna talk about the multipliers and the more interesting stuff. Foul Fighting 5, if the opponent is flinching, confused, or trapped, you get to deal stronger damage. Flabbergast 4, you get to have a 50% chance of confusing the opponent. And you know, if the opponent is confused, Foul Fighting 5 will trigger all the time rather than waiting for the opponent to flinch. And then you got the Rainy Immunity, Umbral Acceleration, Umbral Healing, relies on Dark Zone a little bit, and Rain. 3 out of 5, you got Brutal Swing, Defense Crush 9. So you're lowering not just the accuracy, you're also lowering the defense of the opponent. You got a Move Gauge Refresh 9 at 3 out of 5. You got a super duper effective 9, which basically almost doubles the damage of Brutal Swing. Nice! Fierce Braid, the higher your special attack is, the stronger your moves are. This also applies to Brutal Swing. So, just raise your special attack stat, your Brutal Swing gets powered up because of Furious Brain. And then Glory of Tomorrow Power Combo also gives you a physical moves up next effect for your Brutal Swing, as well as special moves up next effect for your Water Shuriken. Power play is the lower the opponent's stats are, the stronger your sync move is. This is also the built-in multiplier for her sync move. So this is the same, sorry, for dark type, and for water type, it's the same multiplier. So power play is like doubles the built-in multiplier of Champion Serena, which is very nice. Soften Up 1 basically almost guarantees you that you are gonna land a critical hit on your sync move. And then you got Water Shuriken, Rainy, Mind-Blowing Strike 2. When it is raining and you hit an opponent, you get to lower their special defense -1. And if you use Water Shuriken, oh wait, it's Water Shuriken, guys. If it's raining and you get Water Shuriken, Rainy, Mind-Blowing Strike 2, you get to lower the opponent's special defense -5 immediately. It's crazy. So, that's that, guys. Now, let's move on to the next one, which is Callum. Champion Callum and Greninja. That's what's the sync move right now. Again, poor Lucario. Hiya. As I was saying earlier, guys, he has same moves. He has Brutal Swing, he has Water Shuriken. Now this one has B Double Team. And basically, it's same activation condition. You have to hit the opponent 10 times. And what this does is that it raises everyone's evasiveness +2. It also gives everyone physical moves up next effect. And rather, if you have the dark type sync move, and if you have a water type sync move, you got a special moves up next effect instead. 2 ranks of physical moves up next effect if you're dark type, or rather if your sync move is dark type, and 2 ranks of special moves up next effect if your sync move type is water type. Plus, aside from this, it makes the weather rainy if a sync move is water type, guys. So, very nice. And remember what happens when it's raining. If you check out Champion Serena, if it's raining and you use Water Shuriken at 3 out of 5, you get to lower the opponent's special defense -5 immediately. It's crazy. Alright. Glory of Understanding applies the move gauge acceleration to the allied field of play. It also raises the attack of all allied sync pairs +4, and it raises the special attack and critical hit rate of all allied sync pairs +2. This actually pairs up very well with the Glory of Tomorrow of Champion Serena, because Glory of Tomorrow raises the attack +2 and plus special attack +4. This is like the inverse. Plus gives you a move gauge acceleration effect. Glory of Tomorrow of Serena only applies to herself. This one, Glory of Understanding, applies to all allied sync pairs. But take note that you can only use this once, like Serena. But you need 2 move gauges to use this. 2 move gauges to use this, guys. He's a support sync pair, if I forgot to mention this. And his defenses are pretty good. 307 for the defense and 293 for the special defense. This is level 140. If he's level 150, it's above 300. And these are not at 6-star EX. So if 6-star EX, definitely higher stats. No multipliers built in for the sync move. But as a master sync pair, he has the Callous Pride passive skill, which you know, physical attacks get to lower the damage that you receive. Meanwhile, Serena, I think I forgot to mention, has Callous Spirit. Special attacks get weakened from the opponent. Your own special attacks get powered up. Same gimmick for the transformation of sync moves. But as a dark type sync pair, if you use Recharging Strike, guys, or rather, if you use Brutal Swing, you get to charge up your move gauge +3, because we have seen how Recharging Strike works now. Every single opponent that gets hit, you recover 1 move gauge for each one. So Brutal Swing is a 2-move gauge. Attack, Recharging Strike recovers your move gauge +3. If there are 3 opponents, that is. If there are only 2 opponents or 1 opponent, you only recover as much move gauges as how many opponents there are. Impervious, your stats will not be lowered by the opponent. Now, if you transform into Water type, your sync move or your passive skills become Restoring Strike 2. So, every single time you hit an opponent, this is not like Serena who has no quarter. This basically does not guarantee you the number of hits you'll be able to hit an opponent. As far as I know, the minimum is 2 hits. So if it's 2 hits, you have a 30 times 2% chance of recovering some HP when you use Water Shuriken, maximum times 5. And then you got status immunity, status conditions cannot be inflicted on the user. Now, his passive or his sync grid has some interesting stuff, like at 2 out of 5, guys, you got the Water Shuriken guaranteed triple, which basically the minimum number of hits you're able to hit an opponent is 3 times for Water Shuriken. So you can get to recover HP 30 times 3 times. So that's that. You also got some more interesting stuff like Group Fortification 9. If the opponent misses an attack against you, you get to raise everyone's defense and special defense. So this is an evasive sync pair. You get to be able to raise your evasiveness of everyone +4 by using 2 B double teams. And remember that you have to hit the opponent 10 times before 1 double team can activate. What else do we have here? You got Glory of Understanding Critical Squad 1. You got Propulsion 9. Rain Gear lowers the damage you receive when it's raining. Q Cutter, if the opponent misses an attack, you have a 30% chance of lowering your sync move countdown. Team Mighty Sync, after you use your sync move, you get to raise your physical moves up next effect. Team Sync Thing raises your special moves up next effect after your first sync move. Team Safe Start is an interesting thing as well. Gives everyone an endure effect at the start of the battle. This is, you know, we have a passive skill called Safety Net. And Safety Net, basically, you have to use a sync move first before everyone gets an endure status. This one I like better. At the start of the battle, you got an endure effect immediately. And if you actually have a sync pair that has Safety Net, and you bring this with Team Safe Start, you can actually give everyone endure effect twice. So bring him in first, wait till the endure effect goes away, and use your sync move on the sync pair with Safety Net, and you can get to bring your endure status back. But personal favorite over here is Team Umbral Restoration 9, which is similar to Team Sunbathe 9 of Cygnus with Morty. If the field is Dark Zone and you attack an opponent, you get to recover everyone's HP. And you don't even have to be a dark type sync, or dark. You don't even have to use Brutal Swing. You can also use Water Shuriken, and you get to recover everyone's HP. So that's that, guys. That is Champion Callum. I'm gonna move on very quickly to Jasmine and Ampharos. Let's watch the sync move right now. I like the outfit. There's a Mega Ampharos over here, so once you sync, poor Lucario's gonna be zapped again. Hiya. Poor Lucario. It's very strange. I'm not cold at all, but steel types are supposed to be cold and sharp and clangy. Ampharos is not steel type. Or is he? It's electric type, right? Only electric type? I'm not sure. But anyway, this is a very much a support sync pair. This is my this sync pair is very basic, but very basic in a quite a good way. You have Thunder Shock and Attack. You have Super Effective Plus, which gives an ally super effective up next. You got Potion. You got Comforting Light, which gives an ally defense and special defense +3, gives an ally gradual healing, gives an ally endure. And the sync move gets you transforming into Mega Ampharos. Not only that, the passive skills guarantee that you have endure effect for yourself at the start of the battle. Every single time you use a trainer move, which you have 6 trainer moves to use, 2 super effective plus, 2 potions, 2 comforting lights. Every single time you use a trainer move, you get to raise your defense and special defense +1. And every single time you use a trainer move, you get to raise everyone's critical hit rate +1. Very, very basic kit, guys. Upon Mega Evolution, the passive skills change. Now, your Endurance changes into Debut Regen, gives yourself an Endure effect, and your Full Bracing Command 9 becomes Full Bracing Command +9, which raises your defense and special defense +2 instead of +1 when you use a trainer move. And that's her kit, guys. It's very basic, but very effective. Honestly, there's one thing missing about her kit right now. I'm gonna say it in advance, which is, I hope that she has Synchro Healing. Synchro Healing will make her even better than right now. But anyway, guys, you got Comforting Light MP Refresh 2. This, I think, is very important, because this is the way you get to help everyone survive battles. Raise a single sync pair's defense and special defense +3. And then you probably need 2 MP refreshes for this one, so that you get to raise your other 2 allies' special defense and defense +6. You got Potion Master Healer 1 and Potion MP Refresh 2 at 2 out of 5, and another one at 3 out of 5. You got Shock Recovery Super Effective plus MP Refresh 2 is at 2 out of 5 as well. Team Sharp entry, Team Grand entry, or rather Fierce entry, Grand entry, Hostile Environment. They're not really that helpful. 3 out of 5 you get to give everyone, or rather, you get to give the sync pair that you give Comforting Light to, a special moves up next and a physical moves up next effect. And if you don't know what this does, it basically increases the damage that you give the opponent 40% more damage. This only applies to normal attacks and not sync moves. And that's that. Team Shot 4, when you get hit, you have a 50% chance of raising everyone's attack and special attack, or both. And a Static Cling 9, if the opponent attacks you, you leave the opponent paralyzed. So, very, very basic kit. As I was saying, I would love it if she actually has Synchro Healing. It will make her even better. But you have a sync pair that can give everyone a super effect, that can give other sync pairs super effective up next. You probably should not give yourself super effective up next, because she's pretty weak in terms of damage. Attack and special attack pretty low, but defense is really high. You got a sync pair that can recover allies. Got a sync pair that can give regen plus endure. You got a sync pair that can raise defenses. Yeah, that's that. That is that, guys. So, nothing much to say. A very effective, basic kit, but effective kit, combining many of the things that I'm looking for in support sync pairs into one sync pair. Not a lot of sync pairs can give super effective up next to all allies. As far as I remember, it's Classic Red, and I do not know who else. I only remember that other sync pairs can give physical moves up next, special moves up next. As for super effective up next, there might be more, but they're not entering my head right now. But that's that, guys. That is Holiday Jasmine. And for the last one, which is Holiday Whitney, let us look at her. Nice! poor Lucario. So guys, this Sync pair is a normal type. And we have received a normal type pretty recently. We have Hue and Bouffalant. This one is also a normal type physical attacker. Stronger than Bouffalant in terms of sync nuking. But Bouffalant, definitely in terms of attacks, definitely much stronger. She also has Headbutt, which has a 30% chance of making the opponent flinch. Horn Leech, which recovers your own HP. Move Gauge Boost, charges your move gauge. And Fun Times. This is weird. This basically relies on how much MP Move Gauge Boost has. So if you have a full MP for Move Gauge Boost, when you use Fun Times, you get to give yourself Grassy Terrain. If there's only 1 MP left, there's gonna be Psychic Terrain. And if there's no MP left, there's gonna be Electric Terrain. So you can bring in 3 different field effects for Whitney depending on depending on how much move gauge you have or how much MP you have with move gauge boost. Decide carefully when you use that. You probably have to review this every now and then if you're gonna use her. Again, 2 MP Grassy Terrain, 1 MP Psychic Terrain, 0 MP Electric Terrain for this one. So interesting. Her sync move, there's a multiplier which if there's a terrain effect, you get to raise your damage. There's gonna be a sync nuke here. As for the passive skills, this only applies depending on what terrain you have. So if it's Grassy Terrain, you get to, every single time you attack an opponent, you get to raise everyone's defense and lower every opponent's defense -1. If it's Psychic Terrain, every single time you attack an opponent, you get to raise everyone's special defense on your team and lower the opponent's special defense on their team. And if the field is Electric Terrain, every single time you attack an opponent, you get to lower everyone's speed stat on the opponent's team and raise everyone's speed stat on your team. Yeah, that's Whitney. That's her kit. Confusing to use, but the thing that I like about her is Horn Leech and Headbutt is probably a good combo. You know, if you don't have a Grassy Terrain set upper, this is a sync pair that you can probably get because right now it's only Signasuit Lyra. If you miss Signasuit Lyra, Grassy Terrain is a helpful thing. Every single time you use a grass type move, you get to recover HP when there's Grassy Terrain. As for Psychic Terrain, Electric Terrain, there are lots of other sync pairs that can do that. So no need to scout for her if you're aiming for Psychic Terrain or Electric Terrain. Probably scout for her if you want Grassy Terrain instead. But now with the sync grid, 1 out of 5 does not get you anything interesting. At 2 out of 5, Flabbergast 4 can get the opponent confused. Mad Strength 9, every single time you attack an opponent, you get to raise your own attack stat. Pep Rally for move gauge boost raises everyone's speed. Recognition 2, Shock Recovery, Turbocharge, Turbo Turf, Verdant Recovery, Weird Recovery. Has a lot of things to do with the terrain, plus raising, speeding up your move gauge, and recovering your own HP when you attack or move during that terrain field effect. 3 out of 5. I'm pretty surprised that this is the first time we're seeing Empowering Overgrowth. If the field is Grassy Terrain, your attacks get stronger. Nice. And this not only applies to your grass type moves, but also applies to your normal moves. Headbutt Aggravation 1, instead of a 30% chance of making the opponent flinch, it's going to be a 60% chance. Interferencing 9, if the opponent is flinching or confused or trapped, you get to deal around 90% stronger nuke damage, double damage basically. Mind Boggler 9, if you attack a flinching, confused, or trapped opponent, you get to lower their special defense -1. Sharp Entry 1, critical hit rate +1. Sync Burst, if you use your sync move for the very first time, you get to recover 1 MP for all your trainer moves. And you have to be very careful about this one because again, her fun times has a lot of things to do with the MP of move gauge boost. So take note of that, guys. Be careful about how you will use this. Terrain or Team Charge Slow-Mo 9. If there's an electric terrain, you attack an opponent, you get to lower the opponent's speed stat. All the opponent's speed stat. So, because of her passive skill, Team Charge Speed Drain 9, you get to lower the opponent's speed stat -2, 1 for the passive, 1 for this 3 out of 5 tile, plus raise your own speed stats for all your entire team, +1. Then Terrain Sync Up 9 is basically the same as her built-in Sync Move Multiplier. If there's a terrain effect, you get to deal stronger nuke damage. So that's that, guys. Those are the 4 new sync pairs that we have in this update. First off are the 2 master pairs. I have shared my thoughts about them, but before I share more, let us look at their stats. Over here, you can see that Champion Serena and Champion Callum have the lowest HP stat, but not too low. Everyone has 600 plus HP. Jasmine has the highest one. Champion Serena has the highest attack and special attack stat and the highest speed, sharing the same speed stat as Champion Callum. And Holiday Jasmine has the highest defense and special defense stats, higher than Champion Callum's 307 and 293. But normal attacks, because of the master passive Kalos Pride, I think, for Callum, you get to have higher defenses than just 307 or 293 or something like that. It only applies to normal attacks and not the sync moves of the opponent. So, overall, probably Callum might be more defensive than Holiday Jasmine. And Holiday Jasmine has the lowest speed stat. Meanwhile, Holiday Whitney is pretty low, has the lowest defense and special defense stat. Pretty high attack stat, middle ground on the HP. But stats are not everything. With the attack move multipliers, we can see over here, Serena has a lot. Callum has a lot built in. So blue means it's built into their kit. And the black ones are basically unlocked with a sync grid. So Champion Serena has power play, built-in power play, and another power play over there. Callum and Jasmine are both support sync pairs, so no sync move multiplier over there. Jasmine can give sync pairs, a super effective up next. Callum, on the other hand, can give either physical moves up next effect 2 stacks to all your sync pairs, or special moves up next effect. If you're water type, or if your sync move is water type, you get special moves up next. And if your sync move type is dark type, you get physical moves up next effect. Meanwhile, Holiday Whitney only has 1 attack move multiplier, which is Empowering Overgrowth 3, which if the field is grassy terrain, you get to deal stronger damage. 3 multipliers you have built in if there's a terrain effect, and the Terrain Sync Up 9 is the same. Interference Sync 9, if the opponent is flinching, trap, or confused, you get to deal stronger damage. So that's that, guys. What can I say about these things? I'll probably be discussing Holiday Whitney in more detail when I come back from my trip. But easy to say that Champion Serena and Champion Callum are the sync pairs that you want to go to. Champion Callum, pretty much undying as well, especially if you go for Water Shuriken. Every single time you use Water Shuriken, you have at least a 30 times 2% chance of recovering some health. And if I'm not mistaken, it's Champion Callum that if there is a dark zone, you can get to recover everyone's HP, but only at 3 out of 5. I think at 3 out of 5. Meanwhile, champion Serena, lots of things to do, a lot of debuffing, flinching if you use Brutal Swing, AoE flinch, AoE accuracy debuff, probably AoE defense debuff if you get that grid tile. Can also give the opponents a dark type rebuff or a water type rebuff by using B quick attack depending on what type your sync move is, to power up your water type moves even more, to power up your dark type moves even more. And you might say that we already have so many water type sync pairs out there. How the heck does champion Serena compare? Well, Jack helped me with the multiplier, with the computations over here. And with the computations that he did, I did not recheck anything. I did not have time. Serena has the highest normal attack damage, as well as the highest nuke damage of all water type sync pairs right now. If all grid tiles are active, if the proper terrain effect is active, so it's raining, if she has a super effective up next, I'm not sure, I think there's 0 stacks of physical moves up next there or something like that. But in terms of these numbers, guys, Serena has the highest nuke and attack damage out of all the bunch. And, you know, there's also a very good water type debuffer, and that is Dojo Gloria. But Dojo Gloria can only debuff speed and defenses. This one can debuff many other stats. My goodness. You might also want to combine Dojo Gloria and Champion Serena. You know, if you wanna Dojo Gloria to lower the opponent's defense and speed, you can use Brutal Swing to lower the opponent's accuracy and then make them flinch. And just take note that Champion Serena's sync move and water shuriken are special attacks and not physical attacks, so you'll not be able to benefit from the decreased defenses of the opponent, but you will be able to benefit from the multipliers, because the lower the opponent's stats are, the stronger the damage is. So my ranking for these sync pairs: number 1 is Champion Serena, number 2 is Champion Callum, number 3 is Holiday Jasmine, number 4 is Holiday Whitney. In this order, guys. In the order that they come out, that's also the order that I personally will recommend you guys to scout for them. Because Whitney, although she's kind of okay, she's not that amazing, you know. You gotta, you know, nobody's weak to normal type. She acts as a debuffer, slight support, but mostly a debuffer, plus grassy terrain setter or other terrain setters if you want. Holiday Jasmine, you know, a sync pair that can give everyone super effective up next effect is a good one, but I'd rather get master fairs than get seasonals. So they're placed higher in my priority list. Callum, lots of things to do. Get to raise everyone's evasiveness stat as well, and you know, recovering everyone can also raise everyone's defense and special defense if the opponent misses. Combine Champion Serena's accuracy debuff plus Callum's evasiveness buff for each one of us, and this will be a very amazing team. Combine Serena's accuracy debuff, Champion Callum's evasiveness buff, and combine Aura Cynthia's defense buff for the team, and you practically have an undying team. Yeah, an undying team in your arsenal. So guys, that's that. I have no time to work on any other slides, so as always, scout for your faves and not just the meta, because again, the meta is changing. Like, who expected that we'll get another debuffer for water types, right? Dojo Gloria, we were just saying how crazy she is, and now there's a better water type out there. So, meta is always changing. Scout for your faves. Don't scout the meta. And yeah, if you want to check out the gem count, it's not bad. It's not enough for 2 Master Fairs, but it's not bad. Check out my How Many Gems Can We Get video. But that is the end of my December 2022 Sync Pairs Who to Scout for video. This took forever to do, and I'm gonna try and take a short nap if I could, because I only had 1 hour of sleep. So if you would kindly help me out by hitting the thumbs up, I would highly appreciate that, so that my efforts will not go to waste and my health hopefully will not deteriorate from this one. And subscribe if you haven't. Let me know in the comment section for anything. If you want to help out the channel even more, you can leave a super chat, super thanks, become a member like my awesome members who have been supporting me for the longest time. Thank you Shadow Phil and Alston for 2 years of crazy support. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you also my Ultra Ball tier member Marokman. Thank you Premier Ball, Agent 10 Splatoon, and Shido VODs. And to my other awesome members, thank you Roy, also for being a mod kek, Luca, Jeremy, Sassari, Marcella, Kosei, Mod Iwis Kek, Tatsuya Gold, Apsaras Gaming, and TechMech. Thank you all so much for your continued support. Thank you. I've been really busy recently, and thank you for being patient with me. Yeah, I will see you guys. Thank you so much. See you in the next video. This is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt. Your artist team's called Grunt. I'll be missing you for a week, but I will see you in the next video. Right.